Ooh, sorry, I just got out of work and I took off my shoes. I didn't wear socks because I was wearing some UGG shoes, moccasins, and I'm gonna move them away because they stink. All right, and got my notes here too. Hopefully, you can't hear the washer. I'm also washing because I have a job. Because I'm not a YouTuber. I mean, I'm a YouTuber, but I'm not a YouTuber who gets paid for YouTubing. Maybe one day, or Oprah, Ellen, if you want to have me work for you, I'm down. I'm down DTF. I'm down to film. Anyways, so here we go. So I kind of reached out into my network, or reached out in one of my social networks, and was like, "Hey, what do you want me to film on? Would y'all prefer the story of me vomiting in a car?" Which, just a side note, like almost every car I've owned, had, or been in, not like every single car, like friends and whatnot, but I mean, there's at least 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different cars that I've thrown up in. All within the last like couple years. Or do y'all want to hear the story about, what was that other story? It was either vomit in the rental car. I don't even remember what the other story was. The time I got searched at a restaurant. But that story is going to come later because everyone who voted for the vomit. So here goes. In case y'all don't know, I am a winner. Like, not just a winner because I say I'm a winner. I'm a winner because I have results of winning, okay? So I'm the FY15 Yankee Candle Contest winner. What? If you ever worked with me with that place I worked at, you would know for what company it was for. I'm not going to do any promos. I'm not going to like ever say like any specific beverage or chips or restaurants because they don't pay me to do that. And I firmly believe, here, this will probably be better. And I firmly believe like you need to pay me to promos out. Like other YouTubers and celebrities are like, oh, this for this restaurant and that restaurant, and then get paid for that. So unless they pay me, like I'm not gonna mention their names. No promo for you, unless you want a promo like and give me some free stuff. I take shit. I take free food. So, anyways, this is gonna be the story on my vomit. One of the many stories I have. This is going to be one of them. So I won a trip because my team and I performed like amazingly. We had like 303% to our goal. The type of volume store I ran was like actually a mid volume, but I ran the 3rd highest volume for that contest. So like we beat everyone out of the park. Because I had a great team, I had a great friend who also networked and like reached out and so whatnot. To help me win the contest. But anyway, so I won this contest, right? And I got to go to Massachusetts. And by the way, I'm an anthropologist. Was an anthropology major. I have my degree in anthropology. I know continents. Like I do not know like states. I know that's horrible. Like read me to filth. I don't care. So I was planning the trip with one of my friends and we're like, okay, awesome, where are we gonna go? So we're like, we're the free hotel and the stuff, and for the Yankee Candle factory we were going to tour was going to be in Massachusetts. Now Massachusetts is like up here. New York's somewhere up there. Where specifically, I don't know. So she asked me to do some of that planning because we were going to go to New York, and I was like, okay, cool. So it was in Massachusetts, it was in New York, and then we were flying into a different state for whatever reason. What state? I don't remember. So we flew into the state that we were supposed to fly into. Whenever I travel, like I don't like to eat because I have a horrible bladder. I don't like to eat or drink, so I really didn't drink anything on the plane. I ate a sandwich for breakfast that morning. It was like 5 or 6 in the morning. We wanted to get all the time in that we could in order to actually see the place, right? And like visit and just do every touristy thing we could. So I had a breakfast sandwich and that was it. I didn't eat. We were on the airline. I maybe ate some peanuts. I don't even remember who we flew. It wasn't Southwest, I can tell you that. And I'm not promoting them either. So anyways, Well, we didn't, we were like, okay, like she ate, she did whatever, but I'm like, I don't want to have to use the restroom in the airplane, so I'm good. So we fly into wherever we fly into was one of those states. I thought that it was the state we flew into, New York was above it, and then Massachusetts was above that. No. So we get in, maybe about 4 o'clock, with everything. We're flying from Central Texas over there to this one state, and we fly in, cool, no issues, no problems. Then I'm like, oh shit, like we get the rental car and I put it in the GPS and I'm like, oh fuck, like we're going down like to New York and then we have to go back up and then to Massachusetts. I was like, oh fuck my life, like I'm horrible at geography. So it was like, that's why I have MapQuest. Do people still use MapQuest? Is that a thing? I don't know. So anyways, so we go down and I'm like, I'm hungry, but we wanted to get like authentic New York style pizza, like, right? So we were like, we're gonna do that, or New York hot dogs, some shit like that. We finally go, like, we are traveling and we're tired, like we've been up since like 4 in the morning. So we really were like, no, like we're gonna save our strength and our food for that. There was really not even, I didn't consider it any traffic, but like it took us like fucking 30 minutes to go 5 miles. Like if we were back here in Texas in 30 minutes, like granted Texas is huge, but I can go like 30 miles, 30, 45 miles in that. So I was just like, oh my gosh. So we go into and we're like, we don't even know where we're going. So we're like, we'll just find a place to park. And then we found this fucking sketchy ass, like it was sketchy, garage. And they're just like, yeah, we'll take your car from here. And I'm like, it's a rental car, whatever. Like the company insured it. I don't care. So we give it over to them. Oh gosh, it's already been 7 minutes. I want to try to wrap this up. I don't want it to be too long. What was I even talking about for the first 7? So anyway, so we do that and we're like, oh look, a pizza place, awesome. We go, we eat, I don't eat so crazy rapid. I'm not a like rapid eater, but we go ahead and eat, and then we're drinking some wine with it, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'm like, oh well, we want to see New York, yada yada yada. We're on a time limit. It was like by the time we got to that parking spot, it was like 8 o'clock, or actually no, it was later. I want to say 9 or 10 o'clock. And then we're like, well, let's go to the subway. So let's go to Times Square. So we go down to find a subway. We took us forever to find it. And then we're asked this New Yorker, and people who, if you live in New York, you are rude as fuck. Like, let me just say that, because people in New York are rude. We're like, yeah, do we take it that way to go to Times Square? Yeah, and he was like, yeah, you do. Take it that way. Okay, cool. We get on it. We fucking go, like, people are getting off, and sketchy people, you know what you look like. You know what a sketchy person looks like. This is you sketchy. You know what you look like. So sketchy people were getting on, and we're just like, ugh. I'm like, well, if they mess with me, whatever. Like, I feel horrible. So I was leaning on my friend the whole time, and I was just like, ugh. And then like I've never been on a subway before, and it was just shaky, and I'm just like, oh, like I feel like I'm about to throw up. I'm really well with knowing when I'm about to throw up, and I was like, I'm about to throw up. I was like, Kat's the name of my friend. Can we just go? And she's like, yeah. So like we finally find our way back to the car. She uses the restroom real quick at a sketchy place. I was like, this is gonna be some hostile shit, even though it's in New York City. And it wasn't. So then we leave, and then we're like on the highway, and I'm like, can you drive? And she's like, sure. So we're on the fucking New York highway, and I'm like, stop. I'm not even gonna try to, because if I even play around, like I'm gonna make myself throw up. My gag reflex is that sensitive. Why did you curse me with that? So I'm like, I don't know where the fuck to throw up. I'm in the passenger seat. So I'm like reaching, I just know I throw my phone, because my phone is my baby. It's the closest thing I have. I throw my phone, and I'm like, and I throw up on myself, and I'm like, I'm trying to catch it, and like, And then, like, we're on a highway. Like, Texas has a lot of, most of our highways, we have, like, a feeder road, side road, access road, or, like, even just a part to, like, if a cop pulls you over. And, like, this didn't have it. So, like, she just pulled over, and, like, we barely made it something, and I'm just, like, I opened the door, and I just, like a putty from fucking Power Rangers. Not the new Power Rangers, like the original Power Rangers, how those putties. Like, if you know what I mean, if you were 90s, get like, I throw up, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no. So, it was a rental car. I threw up. I was like, oh, I got this shit all over me. I stripped down, took off my shirt, threw it in the back seat, took off my pants, threw them in the back seat. I was just in the passenger seat in my underwear. We had to drive to get to like a gas station when I was able to get to like my stuff in the trunk and actually change. For the rest of that duration though, Kat did not sit up in the front seat. And I was just like, I'm sorry, like, I apologize, but that's the story of me throwing up in New York City. I left my mark. But I'd really like to go back. I really would like to visit New York. We didn't get to do much other than really go to it really was authentic New York pizza. It's a great thing. We didn't get to see much of the sights. We wanted to go to like Dylan's Candy Shop. We of course wanted to see like just everything New York has to offer with all the touristy stuff. Yeah. So if you want to promo me and send me to New York City, City of New York, or any airline, by all means, do it. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, reactions, feel free to share them with me. Feel free to follow, comment, like, whatever it is, subscribe, you know. Thank you so much. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your day.